I can relate to what Vinícius Jr is going through. That happened to me so many times on the field. I talked about it so many times after games. I've been also accused of looking for excuses after game when that happened to me. So at times you feel lonely because it's going to be your word against his word. And so because we don't know what Prestiani has said, because he was very courageous because he put his shirt over his mouth to make sure that we're not going to see what he said. So clearly already you look suspicious because you didn't want people to see or read what you said. Then the reaction of Vinícius is telling me that something not right happened. So we're going to have to wait to see what's been said because we still don't know. Vinícius can tell us his side, and Prestiani, I'm sure, will not tell us what he actually said, because I saw at one point it was Kylian Mbappé that confronted him, and he said to Kylian, I didn't say anything. Well, you must have said something, at the very least. So where I go back to sometimes it's lonely, and you feel like you don't know what to do anymore, because I've been in that situation. Vinícius has been in that situation. So many players have been in that situation. So we're in 2026, and still after a game like that, where we're supposed to talk about his brilliant goal, and the only answer that he had is that goal they won by 1-0, and I heard him saying "a la Madrid" at the very end. But technically, you shouldn't be having to deal with the ref telling you don't go to the corner flag because that will incite the crowd. It's a corner. I cannot take my corner. Like I can't go there also to take a corner just because people are thinking whatever they're thinking. As Mike has said, obviously they didn't have the info of what happened, but then suddenly he becomes the victim. He can't go and take a corner. What do you mean he can't go and take a corner? Why does he not? Why can he not stay there and play a short corner? Anyway, I can relate, and I can assure you, when that happens, you don't know what to do anymore. So he tried to walk out one time in Spain, if I remember well, away. Then another time, he tried to kick someone back because he had enough. Now he went to see the referee to tell him what happened. I've been there. The referee also told me I can't do anything about it. As you can see, they couldn't do anything about it. They go and see people to try to see what they can do about it. As because they don't know what happened, what's been said, they cannot take action. But let's see how big of a man Prestiani is. Tell us what you said. You must have said something, because you can't go and say to Mbappé after, I didn't say anything. What do you mean you didn't say anything? So you cover your nose for what? You have a cold? He's a coward, man.
In case you weren't watching this game, you were watching one of the other games that we had going on live. Let's show you kind of how this all unfolded. It all was initiated and started here in this moment. This is Vinícius Jr celebrating his goal that made it 1-0 for Real Madrid. And this is where we went from here. So this is the moment where we're seeing Prestiani pull his shirt up over his mouth, say something. You'll see.
That's the first reaction now.
Immediately react, yeah.
And Kylian is nowhere near the situation, by the way. It's Vini that told him after what has been said. That's why Kylian was upset.
That's the sign that initiates the racism protocol that Guillaume was telling us about.
And from that sign, what do you do? It's nice to do the sign. Okay, I can do the sign also. And then...
Yeah, it'd be interesting to talk to Christina Uncle, wouldn't it, and find out what do they actually do.
I like it. It's a nice sign. But what comes from that?
That was the moment that you were saying Prestiani said I didn't say anything.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, I actually don't know anymore, really, because the guy ended up being the victim at the end. Not being able to take a corner, don't go there, don't do this, don't do that, they're booing him. There's no way that if people understood what was happening on the field, if they've been told, they still were booing him. We saw at one point someone throwing a bottle on him. Well done on the side, he was about to clap. Really? Regardless of whatever happened, you don't want to see anyone throwing a bottle at anyone anyway. I just, I told you I can relate because you feel lonely. This is why I like the reaction of the Real Madrid players, sorry, as you would expect that. When you see a teammate in this type of situation, you're going to believe him straight away, obviously. I like the reaction, and the game was finished, and at the end of the day, yes, Vinícius scored, but once again, it's not something you want to see. Like I said to you, I'm going to repeat myself, I've been in that situation. It's horrible.
Yeah,
and not being able to prove it. That's what, you know, when you can't even, like, he's going to say no, obviously. Whatever, regardless of what it is. He already said to Mbappe, I didn't say anything. What do you mean you didn't say anything? Why did you cover your nose? You didn't say anything? That's weird. Anyway.